Better places for people. I think it's a very appropriately titled project of World GBC. First of all, from IGBC point of view, from India point of view, we congratulate World GBC for taking up this initiative. The IGBC have been privileged and fortunate to be involved with the World GBC right from the very inception. The IGBC, when we formed the IGBC and when this building was constructed, our thought was that we should first practice before we try promoting or preaching to other people. So that's the reason why the IGBC headquarters itself, which is located in this building, has been made into a green building of the highest level. The quality of life for the people who are working in this building has been significantly high. For example, we have a fitness center within the building. There are places outside for people to move around during their work. People can work outside from a natural environment. All these have led to a lot of satisfaction, happiness, as well as higher level of productivity. The fitness level of the employees working in this building and the health of the people who are living in this building have been significantly high. Having been involved with the IGBC and with the activity of CII, I could see a significant difference from the time we moved over from a normal building to the IGBC building here at the GBC Hyderabad. We also take a lot of pride in saying that we are the only council in the world which has got a functioning, operating green building of the highest level, where the headquarters of the Green Building Council is also located. The IGBC is located in a platinum rated green building functioning out of Hyderabad.
I firmly believe that buildings and the built environment are fundamentally for people. So it's extremely important to see that people are happy inside a building. When we talk about happiness, it's not about the absence of a disease, but it's more to do with the physical, the emotional, the social and the intellectual well-being of a person working inside a building. On the physical front, we have ample daylight, which is such a great pleasure to work in the presence of daylight. And almost 90 to 95% of the spaces here have access to daylight. And the views also is extremely important because it has got an emotional connect with the person who is working inside the building. On the intellectual side, all of us are aligned to the objective of working towards the preservation of Mother Earth and the abatement of the climate change impacts. And therefore, this building is always a delight for us to work from. The daylight and the views, this building also has got ample amount of fresh air that comes into the building through the wind towers. And therefore, we don't experience symptoms like vomiting, nausea, irritation of the eye. Therefore, the issue of comfort is also addressed. Comfort for me means thermal comfort. It can mean the visual comfort. It can mean the acoustical comfort. All kinds of comforts are addressed in this building. Most importantly, you get the feel-good factor because it gives them enough access to all these comforts, right from the physical to the emotional to the social comforts. And therefore, it is a great pleasure to work from this building.
I'm Harshita. I've been at the Green Business Center for the last 6 years. I absolutely love working at the Green Business Center. I think Green Business Center is a very truthful building because right from the first day, all the employees have access to natural daylight. I have lunch every day in the garden with lots of ducks walking around, lots of butterflies flying, lots of birds. There are very few buildings who can beat what the Green Business Center offers. If my eyes are fatigued, I can look out of the window and see trees and plants, and it's not just another concrete structure. It's a very unique space. I think I'm extremely fortunate and lucky to have this amazing space to work out of.
The entire landscape area of CII Godrej Green Business Center has been done with an 85% of natural landscape area, and we have about 835 species, and of which 85% are of native species, and with minimal turf the landscape has been developed. In the turf area we have used biodegradable plastic trays, and also the garden has various theme gardens like butterfly garden, herbal garden, fragrance garden. What we would like to say is the phytoremediation, which is where we are now, and this is a unique treatment system by using plants. Phytoremediation is a natural biological system which has emerged as a safe, cost-effective and efficient solution for treatment of wastewater. Till now, the BOD and COD levels of the outcome water are much below the CPCB norm.
I am Anand from Indian Green Building Council. The Indian Green Building Council has been formed by Confederation of Indian Industries CII, which is a 120-year-old apex industry association serving the country and the people. CII is the one which started the quality movement, ISO 9000 movement in the late 1980s. CII facilitated the energy efficiency services since 1991. And CII also pioneered the ISO 14000 environmental services for the industry. And in year 2000, CII took a very unique service called Indian Green Building Council. IGBC headquarters building has been conceived, designed and constructed as one of the finest green building in the whole world. So this building has got a lot of unique features right from the day one. For example, Hyderabad is known for natural rock formation. So when we are about to start our design process, we mentioned to the entire designers and consultants involved in the project to preserve most of the natural rocks in this particular building site. IGBC headquarters building is the first building in India to engage in energy modeling services and avail the benefits of simulation softwares to optimize the design features, both the orientation, specifications of the wall, glass, roof, lighting and air conditioners. So we got immensely benefited out of engaging a like-minded holistic team. The design has been very holistic, integrated, focusing on the 5 elements of nature, what we call it as a Panchaphutas or 5 elements of nature. So this holistic approach of preserving the site, water, enhancing the energy efficiency, choosing the right material with low embodied energy, last but not the least, focusing more on the indoor environmental quality has put the Indian Green Building Council IGBC headquarters building in the highest pedestal by getting a platinum rating. Some of the unique features what it has been incorporated in this center is entire wall construction is made out of autoclaved aerated concrete block. Number 1. Number 2, the entire roof area is covered with green roofs. Number 3, the entire roof area has a overdeck insulation. Number 4, the entire glass specification has the lowest U value, the lowest solar factor and the highest or the optimum visual light transmittance of the glass and the glazing, which is able to bring in only the light but not the heat into a system. And all the materials, for example, right from the tile, which uses enormous amount of waste material generated out of a glass or other factories, which has reduced the demand for virgin material. When you talk about the furniture, the entire furnitures are made out of recyclable and biodegradable material. We are the first one to use waterless urinals in our men's washroom in IGBC headquarters building. In year 2003, this was never heard in our country. Another unique feature what you brought in is the ISO lux and lighting controls and sensors. Earlier, people used to have only occupancy sensors, whereas IGBC headquarters building installed as sensors, lighting sensors, which not only detect the occupancy but also detects the daylight available during the daytime.
There are 2 or 3 things that I particularly like about working in my office, which is a green building. One is the fact that it's bang in the middle of this beautiful garden, all the trees that you see around me. It makes me feel good to be able to walk among these trees during the day. I actually have my lunch, you can see my lunch spot behind me. I actually have my lunch every day among the trees. The second thing is the light inside the office building. My cabin space is beautiful. I have so much of natural lighting that it keeps me active and mostly happy during the day. And finally, the thing that I really like as well is the fact that we recycle all our wastewater, making it a zero discharge campus, and that's particularly important in a city like Hyderabad, which has a lot of water woes.
This building is very special for me because of 2 things. One is the light, and second is the nature view. And these 2 are huge stress busters because today, if you look at the workplace challenges, fatigue and stress are becoming very serious issues. There is an inlet of fresh air coming in, and that actually makes us much more fresh. I think I must suggest green building rating for most companies.
When we try to imbibe the green philosophy into our working culture, we are turning towards a sustainable future. For example, many of us, instead of taking their individual vehicles, are now looking towards carpooling. Some of my colleagues, they walk to work, some of my colleagues, they cycle to work. So what we are basically trying to say is that green building impacts the cultural behavior in an organization. It makes the cultural organization green, and that is really impacting our day-to-day activities. We are becoming more active day by day, and we are becoming fitter. That is the whole philosophy of being green.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Gaurav. I'm an architect at the GBC. It was very interesting for me to walk into the structure and notice so many different architectural elements that were incorporated all together to come up with this magnificent structure, which is so flamboyant and also at the same time very climate responsive. There were a lot of architectural elements which were taken into consideration, keeping in mind the solar parts, keeping in mind the wind strategies, and at the same time the Indian tradition was not forgotten. The traditional architecture reflects through this building, and one of the major important parts of the structure is its courtyard, the central courtyard, which helps to get a lot of diffuse light, which helps to get a lot of cross ventilation, forms low pressure zones so that the wind can be pulled in, along with venturi effects which ensure that a good cross ventilation happens at the structure. A lot of passive cooling elements were incorporated, a lot of evaporative cooling happens through bricks, through jali walls, and through different plant species that are incorporated. The contours are very specifically planned and very nicely taken care of while constructing the structure. The north lights are again a very important feature which has been capitalized in the Green Business Center, where the entire top facade in the north has been allowed to be open through, by using double glazed glass, so that a lot of sunlight comes through. At the same time, it's been positioned at a different angle so that in summers when it's peak and when the sun is at the top, the light is reflected away and we don't get in the heat. There are a lot of thermal concepts that have been used. The thermal mass concept by using stone cladding, which ensures that the structure does not absorb a lot of heat during the day. A lot of vertical gardens were incorporated to ensure that the humidity is created, due to which the heat is absorbed through the walls which are facing these vertical gardens. So it's a very well designed structure. It's got split level windows to ensure that there's light from top and ventilation from below. maximizing the natural elements that would come into the structure. So the work environment becomes fabulous for the people working inside because they have so much of open space to look out at. They have so much of natural ventilation, natural light that is coming in, ensuring that artificial light is not on rest of the day. And I think that is what people coming into the structure should first take a notice of, because at every point you would find there is an intricate detail that has gone into the structure, and this is what makes the structure very beautiful.